welcome back. So in today's video I want to talk about carnivore. So a lot of people gave me some flack about my cinnamon roll recipe, stating that it was not carnivore due to the fact that it had stevia and cinnamon in it. So let's talk a little bit about the carnivore diet. There are different levels of the carnivore diet, or the carnivore way of eating is what I like to call it. So you can be very strict carnivore where you just eat meat, butter, eggs, and dairy. And that's all you eat. You don't eat, well, you have salt, but you don't eat anything else. You don't eat pepper, garlic, stevia, nothing. It's literally meat, eggs, dairy, and salt. Awesome for you. A lot of people, need to eat that way because their bodies can't handle anything else. Some people get triggered if they have stevia and they start having those carb cravings and start going down a bad spiral by eating sugary foods or carbs and foods that they shouldn't be eating. So some people need to be very strict carnivore. Some people can be a little bit laxed carnivore, and that can include meat, eggs, dairy, butter, salt, pepper, garlic, stevia, cinnamon, teas. So some people drink herbal teas, and that's perfectly fine. As long as it doesn't bother you, then you go ahead and eat those kind of things. That doesn't mean that it's not carnivore. So yes, my cinnamon rolls that I made are classified as carnivore as long as you are okay with eating stevia and cinnamon. And yes, they are quote unquote plant-based. That's fine. It's not the plant-based like vegetables and fruits, and as long as they don't trigger you like a majority of fruits and vegetables can, then go ahead and enjoy the cinnamon rolls. Enjoy eating some stevia. Enjoy having some cinnamon. I know a lot of carnivores that will put some cinnamon in their coffee. If it doesn't bother you, go ahead and eat it. It doesn't mean that it's not carnivore. So it all is what your body can handle. And some people even have to go stricter than carnivore and do the lion diet. The lion diet is basically all ruminant animals, mainly beef and salt. That's it. So they only eat those things. So they don't eat anything else because a majority of other things trigger them, even pepper and garlic. So it all depends on what works for you. That doesn't mean it's not carnivore. When it starts not being classified as carnivore and more of a ketovore is when you actually start adding like real vegetables and fruits. So you need to find out what works best for you. And for me, I'm okay with enjoying stevia. I really like Element electrolytes, and they do flavor their electrolytes with stevia. They do have a raw style of electrolytes that doesn't have stevia or any flavoring in it. It's just the sodium, magnesium, potassium. And so if you don't want to do stevia at all, or stevia bothers you, it triggers migraines, it triggers cravings, Element electrolytes does have just a plain, no flavoring, no sweetener flavor as well that you can add to your water. So just because I enjoy stevia and cinnamon and garlic and pepper, that does not mean that I'm not a carnivore or that the recipe is not. So just keep that in mind, that there's different levels of what a carnivore lifestyle looks like for every individual. The key takeaway, though, from this video is you need to find what works for you. Try strict carnivore for 90 days. If you can't do 90, at least try 30 days where you eat beef, butter, bacon, eggs, and salt. Try that for 30 days, highly suggest 90 days. That way your body can have a fresh restart. Then add things back in one at a time until until you find what works and doesn't work for you. It's called your N=1. So once you do that reset, try adding stevia back in to your diet if you like, and see how it affects you. If it doesn't affect you, then you can keep it in. See if pepper bothers you. If it doesn't bother you, keep it in. See if, vanilla extract bothers you. If it doesn't, keep it in. See if some of the teas, like do one tea at a time, see if the teas bother you. If they don't, keep them in your diet. Now, if you want to venture out and become a ketovore and start adding fruits and veggies back into your diet, even more towards keto, you're going to do one thing at a time to make sure it doesn't affect you. And it can be the smallest little side effect of eating something. Not necessarily full-blown stomach pain, but it could be over a couple days you start noticing that your knee starts hurting. Okay, it's probably because of that particular item you added back in. So take it out, wait a couple more days to see if your joint pain goes away. If your joint pain goes away, then you can't eat that certain type of item that you put into your body because your body doesn't like it. And like I said, it can be the smallest little trigger. It doesn't have to be some drastic trigger. But just remember, if you keep eating that item and it's the thing that caused your joint pain, over time, you're going to be creating overall body inflammation. And you're going to be causing all those health issues to start to develop again, not just the sore knee. So keep that in mind. You can still be a carnivore and still enjoy stevia and cinnamon and vanilla. And like always, don't forget that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.